we're on.
It's not that I don't want to be. It's that Tuesday and I'm not a week guy.
It's pod day.
Pod day.
Pod day. Yeah. 16 Cam?
You know I'm still writing, man.
That boy pin game's stupid. Like the dumb kind of stupid.
Nah, just wait.
Billy's? What's up, everybody?
I want someone to comment down below what the difference is today.
Yeah.
You threw me for a loop.
I don't even know what it is, but I want
Yeah,
to see
you
the
threw me.
comments.
You threw me for a
We
loop.
probably won't have any, but we'll have like 4, and they probably won't even acknowledge that I just did that. So.
3 of them are the same account. Just guessing
as
shit.
usual. Yeah.
It's Gay
Shout
Rocks
out to
Cats
you
1,
guys,
2,
though.
and 3.
Shout out to all the people who
No,
comment,
actually,
'cause you
started
are-
off. I've had a lot of people show love this week for the pod, bro. Like,
I'm getting it too. I'm getting a lot of people that are just reaching out, and I
so shout out
enjoy
to
it.
them for that. Just like randomly, like I was working, and I mean, you know what I do, but you know, I met a guy. He was like, I was leaving, and he yelled at me. He was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "I like that podcast."
That's
I was-
crazy.
I was like,
man.
"Hey, man, I appreciate it."
I think we have something. I just
It was
think
one of
it's
KG's homies, low key.
Yeah.
So
Well, even cooler.
someone we should chop it up with. Actually, we'll talk about that off cam. But what you guys been doing, man?
Went to the fair yesterday.
Oh yeah, we did go to the fair. Me and Cam went on a double date to the fair.
I saw that cheesy boy.
Yeah, I had to put up a little Instagram post. Follow me on Instagram.
Cam Perko file. What you been doing, Trevo?
Man, let me just tell you right now, it's been a long day.
A long day, he
Nah,
said.
I mean I've had a good day, but like,
Work got to you.
yeah, well, it didn't get to me, but I just realized what it's actually like to be busy. So.
Hey, turn Trev up a little bit more on this thing, man.
Got you.
yeah,
He's a
turn
little- he's a
turn
little
me
wavy.
up.
Fresh off the Party Mike episode, boys. Clap it up for Party Mike. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yes, sir. Shout out to Party Mike, man.
I
I
sent
think that's
Party Mike a beat today.
I think that's gonna be that's sweet. Actually.
Yeah, it's hard too.
But I think that's gonna be pretty cool. I think that's gonna be a good episode.
It did
actually,
get good once we got warmed up, man.
when I was in KG's just a second ago, I walked in there and what's up, KG? You know, I was getting the peaches, and he said, "Hey, I listened to your boy Party Mike." He's like, he's got it, and I was like, "Yeah, bro." I was like, "He's nice with it."
So-
he was like, Brayden. He was like, "I like how he does his voice, and he has the weird little thing," and I'm like, "Yeah." But so shout out to KG and Party Mike, and shout out Daytona Beats. We had an Eddie's Pizza today too. Shout out Eddie's Pizza. We hit hit everybody, you know.
Yeah,
I got a
yeah.
couple things to say / shout out. So, turns out we were at KG's like one after the other.
Yeah.
Because I went there and got a water, and KG was asking me about Party Mike,
Heck
and he
yeah.
was like, "So the guy that came in here and bought peaches the other day with the uniform on, is that Party Mike?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, but it's like a different Party Mike."
yeah.
I was like, "You know what I'm saying?"
yeah, that's Party Michael
Yeah.
at work. At work. you
Yeah. Secondly, I did want to shout out the guy who sent you that artwork on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
yeah, he sent
Oh,
that
yeah.
to me too. That is fire.
Yeah.
Shout out Rodney, bro.
Rodney
We
Hendricks.
talked about him on the Party
on
Mike
the Party
episode.
Mike
so-
episode.
That's,
We should.
our new homie, but that's Party Mike's.
We're gonna lock in
Yeah.
with him too. We gonna do some cool shit with him.
And I do want to go ahead and just say this on the cast. He just opened up a website. You can buy
I was
his
just
art
about
online.
to tell y'all we should get some of those prints. I'm actually gonna hit him.
Yeah, dude, we need him around the
Well,
house.
see, I was gonna hit him and see if he can, cause they're 8x10,
Yeah.
which is cool little art pieces. But I want to see if he can make us one,
Bigger.
blow
Like
it
an
up.
original.
even if it's the one that he made us.
Yeah.
Just get him to blow it up, ship it out to us. I'll buy it.
So
Yeah.
for all the listeners, it's rodneyhendricks.com.
Yeah, Rodney, I'll get you the exact
And it's like
URL.
Rodney.
Yeah.
Hendricks.
RODKNEE.
Yeah.
See, I know him as Larry Beasley because that's like his Instagram name.
Yeah.
So like when I was talking to Party Mike, I was like Larry. I was calling him Larry,
Mhm.
and he was like, "You mean Rodney?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." But yeah, RodneyHendricks.com.
How do you spell it?
RodneyHendrix.com.
Yeah.
You know, go.
I
buy
was
some.
on there looking, bro. It's so fire.
Yeah, there's some cool ones
It's
that
so
I
fire.
really want to get. No
yeah,
lie.
he does the kind of art that I like.
I want to talk to him too because it's like I want to know like I've never seen nothing like that before, really. You know, like
I want to pick his brain apart. Like how to
collage artwork. Like, where do you even get? How do you even get into that?
It's
Like,
not even just like collage artwork though, because anyone could like make a collage. It's
but
like,
not like that.
It's like
It's different.
No, that's what I mean. It's like he starts with good pieces to throw together. Like he actually puts the time in to find like cool old like
But
magazine
the thing is, they
pieces
don't
and-
go together until he
At
puts
all.
them together, and then they're like, that makes so much sense.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
There's one, bro, where it's like it's a black and white piece, and it's like a cowboy riding a horse.
I seen that.
with like the
like
the
the-
tie dye almost
It's like a
looking
light,
background.
I thought it was like a lightning or something.
there's
behind
there's
it or
that one
something.
too.
Yeah.
I think
I like
yeah.
the astronauts. They're like the astronauts in the desert. Or
I
something.
love his art, bro.
They're it's
all the
pretty
ones
sweet.
with lightning get me. You know, I like lightning.
Yeah, big
Oh,
lightning guy.
I have a lot of lightning in all my artworks, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be, bro.
I mean,
It works, you
I'm,
know?
I'm like fascinated as hell by lightning. Like whenever you see it, I've always wanted to like actually get like a really good video of lightning with my camera, so you
And, like
can just.
actually see every little.
You could on
streak.
the one I got with my phone the other day. Like if you like slowed
Stop
it
it,
down,
but-
yeah. But it's just kind of crazy. I don't know. It's cool.
No,
I've
I
recorded
feel
lightning before in like
It's
my
the pizza.
lungs, bro. It's my lungs.
It's every time I eat like cheese, bread, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
I get like that.
it. Mine's the lip pillow, bro. It got my mouth dry.
Same. That's why I've been sipping on this
Yeah.
water so much. I did lightning one time. I recorded it on my phone, and then like
It sounded like a drug.
we might need to talk about that after the cast.
I did lightning one time, bro. It was crazy.
But I put it in slow mo, and then you know how on the iPhone you can edit and like chop it up frame by frame. I did that. It turned out pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, Rodney Hendricks
Sorry,
does
boys.
some.
No, that was crazy. That was just a crazy ringtone. What was that?
Yeah, what app
That's
was that?
actually so I've got like different tones for everything, so I know what it is without looking at it. That's like my work thing.
I never heard that chime before.
I got my work notifications off.
Silenced.
Well, that just ties into my day to day.
That's how it is, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes two phones, man.
Busy.
One for the
I really did have two phones. Like I was at one point, I was looking at mine and then talking on the other one while I'm like walking down the street with a bag and my laptop. Like I'm just like, oh, businessman.
Trevor Gates.
I got two.
You
Phone.
feel me? But yeah, shout out to Party Mike. That episode's gonna be fire. It'll be done. I don't hate, but like talking about it, like, you know, episodes behind, and it's like you have already heard the Party Mike. So shout out to Party Mike
Yes.
for
Building
coming
up
in.
that.
and-
Because like
Hype.
when it
Yeah.
comes out, we're gonna be like, yeah, we just released a Party Mike episode, but it's gonna be 2 weeks ago.
yeah, but you haven't heard it as we're recording this.
Yes.
And you know, can't wait for you to hear it.
Yeah.
You know, but
The fair was fun.
fair was cool, man. It's
I had
like,
a good little time, bro.
It's fun, bro. It's cool, but like every time I go out, man, it's like the only time I gotta preface this because you know how I am about my wrestling, but like big groups of people just freak me out, bro. Like I don't like it. Like I don't like.
That's why I don't even go out.
I'm cool for like 10, 15 minutes, and then it's just like I look at everybody. You know, I'm like,
Yeah, he was. So from my point of view, we got there. You know, I got the bear balls.
Hey, shout out to the bear balls, bro.
The
That
bear
was-
balls was fire.
That is crazy.
It was, dude. It was mac and cheese
No, it was-
and barbecue baked into a ball of cornbread with
Nice.
cheese sauce on
It
top.
was some crazy.
It was so good.
It was
But
some crazy stuff.
Y'all could
you were
been like-
vibing.
Yeah, it was cool. It was.
You were
it was
vibing
chilling.
for like the first like 30 minutes.
And then it just hits me, bro.
And then you
I'm
got like quiet, and then I noticed you kind of like,
I just do that, you know. Like I don't know why. Like it just, I don't know. I get like anxious.
Hell
Almost.
yeah, dude.
But not. I don't feel anxious. It's just like I guess it is anxiousness.
I
but
feel anxious all the time.
it's just like I'm on edge. I'm like, you know, there's all these little kids running around, and
yeah.
everybody, you know, just walking past you, and you're smelling armpit, and
Oh, dude.
just like
I don't know if I've ever noticed it as bad because we always go to the same fair every
Which
year.
one was it again?
it's like the state fair.
At
It's in Hendersonville.
Yeah.
Or
that
Asheville. In
explains
Asheville.
the
Yeah, yeah,
armpit,
yeah.
yeah.
But I've never noticed it. But there was a couple times yesterday where I was like, it like hit me.
You just like walking by and it just like walks.
Yes. And then you see the guy that it's like, or girl, you know, that it's coming from.
Or you suspect it's coming from because you don't really know.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's like,
Yeah, but most of the time you know.
yeah.
I hate when you smell like really bad body wind. I feel like anytime you go into like Walmart, you're like, holy shit. I just got a funny story about that one time.
But this is outside.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's so bad. But yeah.
One time my dad, we were standing in an aisle, bro, and he farted. And like he's one of them that'll wait for you to smell it and then start laughing.
No.
He farted and then he walked off. And I'm just standing there. And as soon as it hits me, I'll look over at the people to my left. And the guy says, damn, somebody shit their pants.
Shout out to Todd with the crop dust.
Y'all could have been like, hey, Trevor, you want to go to the fair? And I've been like, nah, I'm good.
It's just like, I did ask you if you wanted to go to the fair, actually.
Did you? I didn't even see it.
No, I asked you in person, and you were like, no.
Oh, okay.
And then you just kept walking. I was like, okay.
I didn't
Fair
even
enough.
remember it because it was like, it
whatever.
ain't happening.
But no, it's cool, but I don't know. I just don't like the big crowds.
The big crowds is the worst part about it.
But shout out to the street corn, bro. The street corn hits every time. The
Yeah.
corn and
The food. I just go for the food.
the food's fire.
I probably ate like 3K calories.
That was probably
yesterday.
like the least I've ever ate at a fair, low key.
I bet
True.
they had good
But-
funnel cake.
I
I don't
didn't even
really
get a funnel cake.
I don't really get funnel cakes.
Nah, funnel cakes are fire.
I like them. They're good.
I did get the
But I don't really
foot
get
long
'em.
corn dog.
Ate it in one bite. It was so weird.
No,
I was like, whoa,
no.
bro, where'd the corn dog go?
Shoved it in there and pulled it off the stick.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, yo.
Someone's going to take a screenshot of that.
You are.
It's
gonna be you.
I had to make it seem like we have a bigger audience where there's going to be like, I do
editor will
something
get
and
it.
I wake up on Wednesday and there's just like
Twitter's blowing
40,000
up.
photos of me
Yeah,
just
yeah.
doing some weird shit.
That's funny.
I'm gonna make a bunch of alts.
Yeah, just hating accounts. It just like post the worst clips of us. Like
Yes.
edit everything out of context.
Oh, bro, I can't wait until we have a no look passenger out of context Twitter
that or
because
the,
every YouTube, every
I can't wait till
podcast
someone
has
does
one.
like one of the ones where they throw a bunch of clips together and it makes it sound like we're saying just the wildest shit.
Yeah.
Or like someone does
Ready
like
for
a
the
bad.
best moments of episode.
I'm ready for the bad lip reading.
Yeah, that type of shit.
We should do like at a certain point. If we get to a certain when we get to a certain point, we should do like best of ourselves and
We
put
was
it on. The,
me and Trevor was talking about that before.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I'm
they're-
gonna do one with my YouTube. Like all the people I watch, at the end of the year, they'll have like an hour-long video of just like the craziest,
Yeah.
and especially the car
Yeah,
guys.
that'll be
It'll be
the
like the
Christmas
times I got
episode.
arrested.
Yeah.
You know.
I've found YouTube channels from those.
But it's also going just the podcast. It's going like we're pumping them out, bro. It's 2 a week. You know, we'll probably start sprinkling in an extra one here and there, trying to catch up. But
I mean,
it's
do
going pretty
we
quick. Like
need-
at the beginning, we were like, okay, every 25 we can like do one, but then it's like
25's coming up.
25's coming up.
Oh, we
Nah,
didn't even
man,
say
needs
it.
to
This
be-
is episode 15.
Oh yeah, episode 15.
Welcome back to the
Yeah.
No Look Passenger
I didn't-
podcast.
I was just
Shout
so-
out to like the real consistent, like 100 to 200 people we got watching.
Oh yeah, bro. Like I think that's our that's my main goal. We talk about goals and strategies and business moves. That's like what I'm focused on next is like expanding the bubble, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's all
Because,
I want to
like,
say on it
I was
right now,
wondering
but-
this, and I didn't talk to you guys about it, and I guess I can talk to you here. Could I like make, and I know I can, but I'm like asking permission, I guess. Would it be a good idea if I actually listed this as one of my secondary channels from my channel, or like if they scroll down to the bottom, like, oh,
For sure.
he's got a podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if
Because
it's
we can all put them in together if we do another channel, his channel.
Nah, yeah. See, I was wondering about that because you know you click on the channels, then you're like,
I think they're called like sister channels.
that's what I was about to say. Like it's literally you click on someone's channel, it's like all their homies
Yeah.
together. You know,
Or like,
So,
or like a good example is like Optic.
yeah,
They'll have Optic Gaming, Optic
Nation, Optic,
Network,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, all of it.
So
That's
yeah, I
the
think
model.
that's-
I mean, that's the business model.
once
right
we
there.
get this, like it's up and running now, but like once we get it to a place where it's like, okay, now it's time to start doing this
The
or
extra
that
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
then I just feel like we need the real estate out there before we really start
Yeah.
trying to dive in and figure out the best moves to make.
No,
Because we
that's a
already
fact.
know the biggest way to skyrocket your channel is getting certain guests on. I mean, like,
Yeah.
go look at the
Oh, yeah.
KG episode compared to the rest of them. That's sitting at like 800. You know,
Nah, yeah, but I mean, like you said, you put all the digital real estate, then it's just more
building the following.
more of a portfolio you can go at people with. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we
Yeah,
not,
it would be impossible
we're not
to go
bullshitting, bro. Like, we've been doing this. Like
the
you know.
guests that we've talked about having on up until this point off the cast. It would be impossible to go to them 2 weeks ago and say, "Hey, we've uploaded 3 YouTube videos and they've got 60 views. Like, would you get on our podcast?" It would be an instant fuck
Nah,
no.
Keep working, Buck.
Yeah, exactly.
if you even get that.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah. Them
Shit.
saying nothing would be keep
I'm not,
working.
Yeah, I'm not.
Them
I'm not worried
not
about
even
none of
looking
that.
at it would
because
be common.
At the
Yeah.
same time, like I've told y'all, it's a business. Once you start having business conversations as a part, as opposed to, hey, come get on my podcast. That's where the conversation switches.
And
But,
in order to get that, you have to have a pretty high leverage business for bigger people. Of course, there's some people that we're cool with that might have a small following that would just, do it in order to get more information about themselves out there. Do it for us.
and we'll do that, but it's gonna be selective. Like,
Yeah, of course.
but
I think now would be a good time to give you guys and the audience an update on the stream.
yeah, go ahead.
So I'm having an issue.
Yeah, I noticed you haven't been live.
No, my schedule is Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
You missed a day last week.
But I streamed 2 days in a row. I streamed.
Okay.
I didn't do Wednesday, but I did Thursday, Friday.
I was sitting over here at Trevor's like, man, this dude ain't on the stream.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
slacking. He's in the bed.
No, it's going good so far. But I've been thinking about uploading, some clips or something to YouTube. But the issue is with Twitch, they don't copyright strike you at when you're playing music on your stream.
It's post.
But after your VOD, like the video of the stream, is muted at the certain sections where they auto detect copyrighted music.
So can you not have not to interrupt, but can you
Yeah.
not just have like an hour in the middle of, okay, this is gonna be my VOD that I upload. Let me not play music.
I've just been playing Takedown Demon.
Okay. Hey.
Shout
that's
out to
all-
Takedown
Shout out
Demon.
Takedown
Hey,
Demon.
Take
But-
Down Demon, Party Mike, Trevor, bro. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I've
much
been
it.
playing like homies music.
Listen,
That's all you need, really.
but what you can do is I figured out I could use whatever music I want on my YouTube. I'm just not going to be able to monetize it. So if you want to get your thing popping, go ahead and get the copyright and upload the clips. Like, it might help them get views. Like, I think in the beginning it's more about getting the following and
It's
the
about the
looks.
content.
It
yeah,
is.
because I was watching
It's got to be good.
I was watching that Danny Duncan interview, and he always uses like famous popular music because he says it makes my videos better, and I don't care about the money. And they were like calculating all the money he's lost by doing that, and it's like millions of dollars. But
How much has he made?
he's worth like
Just
100
off- yeah,
150 million
Just
like,
off the brand deal.
Yeah.
and selling
what
the
he's been able to-
T-shirts and that sort of thing. So like,
But there's a double win if I just play homies music on stream. Both,
Yeah.
it often doesn't get copyrighted.
I'll try to make some new stuff that Cam enjoys.
And then 2, it doesn't get muted afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You
just
always
depends.
got Daytona beats too, bro. Like,
But like, bro, when I'm listening to Belt to Ass
hey,
while
shout it
playing
out.
video games, bro,
I'm telling you,
like,
bro.
I was literally, I wish I could get the clip, but I think I could publish the VOD and just clip it out, but I was yelling, bro.
Hey, you gotta clip that. Clip it and let me send it to him.
but
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Takedown Demon too.
but yeah, like, I don't know, it's good. Like, it gets me hyped up, so
Heck yeah.
It's
But
fine.
how's the stream been going? You a Twitch partner yet?
it's okay. No, so like, I need some more followers is what I need on there, which I'm not asking the podcast people to like,
I am. Go
hey,
follow
yo, go
me.
follow me. Appreciate it. Nah, but I want it to be natural, just like how we're doing this. Like, I want it to be
Yeah.
grassroots. I don't want it to blow up because like I asked for it to blow up. I want it to blow up because I worked for it,
Nah,
and
yeah.
it blew
That's
up.
the only way it's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
But I know with that stuff too, though, is like, I mean, once you get popping and going, same thing, bro. Talk business and say, hey, host me for an hour, bro. I'll shoot you $100.
Yeah. So how that
You-
works
you know,
on
it's-
Twitch is like, I could get somebody who's got
10K,
1,000
yeah,
viewers,
or
for
something like
example.
that.
I get somebody that's got 1,000 viewers. Whenever they end their stream, they can raid me,
Yeah, that's what
and
it
then
is.
all of their people would instantly go to my stream. 70% of them aren't going to stay for
But-
more than a second.
It's 3 out of 10, baby.
But the
It's
other
baseball.
the other 300 that stay, it's like, you know,
It's
is big.
baseball. That's how I found Nick Merckx, bro.
But I don't
Low-key.
have a following enough to do that.
That's how I found Nick Merckx. Was like, I'm pretty sure Scump like
Probably.
rated him like Black Ops 3, bro. Mm-hmm. And like that's how I found him.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at him now.
I think he's still like top 3
Yeah,
followed on or subscribed to on Twitch.
he's up there. So
Yeah.
shout out to Nick Merckx. You know,
Yeah, of course, bro.
he's a cool dude.
What's weird is like what I've noticed every time I got like a pretty decent or a big look in music, like someone bigger posting my song or even stuff that I paid for people to stream, like do a YouTube review of it. It would make my music go up, but it was like never anything that lasted. It'd be like, okay, now these people are, if I got it, like on my last album,
Music is a little different though.
it is. On my last album, I got the feature from the guy who's like underground signed to Cardi. And it made my album go up before I even got to like start doing the press run, all that
Yeah.
sort of thing. But it didn't last. It's not like those people were waiting on my next drop.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so like I wish that I could have like done it how I'm doing YouTube and just putting it out there and not worrying about it and letting it go up on its own. But I always worry about it too much. So I really think the thing is just to you got to have the groundwork. You got to have good content. You got to have it's got to be good.
Yeah,
You can go for the quick grabs and stuff, and it'll help a little bit, but ain't nothing gonna beat putting in the work and doing a good job at it.
Nah, and that's just a fact of life.
And I think, you know, I don't know if we've really spoke on it to this extent, but I think of a lot of the conversations we had before starting the actual podcast was like, we understand these concepts about the internet and the business side of
Yeah.
it. And like, you know, we know what we want to do. We know how we want to do it. But, you know, this was us like actually attempting to do it.
And it's like now we're doing it and we're here.
With like, and it's good that we're like already grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we sat down and tried to do this when we was 18, 19, 20 years old.
Probably, but that just comes from being in it and seeing other people do it and
Exactly.
and understanding. Like, I mean, the biggest thing, especially with this looking forward, is like Optic Gaming, like the whole Hex when they went to Huntsman and like all that. Like, you seen the business mistake. You can never do that. And like we waited because we seen other people make the mistakes. So like, not
I also
to
feel
do
like the
that.
stars just kind of aligned on this because we did so many other things that didn't work, but over that amount of time, we were learning how to do things. We were acquiring new equipment. Like, I didn't even know I was about to shoot a podcast before I went out and bought a $2,000 camera. I did that
Yeah.
because I like cameras. I like making videos, and I wanted to do YouTube. And I was like, you know what? It's a good time to do that. And then the next thing I know, we're doing a podcast. That comes
I think
in
it's
handy.
more that's cool, but I think it's even cooler to think about like just us coming together. Like, we weren't hanging out every day like we were.
Yeah.
And then like, Cameron comes along and it's just a good mesh.
I gotta
between the
say,
three
man,
of
I
us.
really needed it. I was to
same,
the point where I was just alone all the time. Not because I had to be, because nobody likes me, but that's just what I was. I was really focused
You get
on my own
comfortable in it,
life.
dude.
Yeah, and you get really comfortable confined in
do.
your own walls, and I really miss that human connection that you get from your friends every day. It's like, I know I'm older, and like people think that, oh, you're 27 now. It's time to stop. Why? Why do I need to stop hanging out with my guy friends? Like, as much as possible. Like, it's the best way for us to get motivation to create. It's the best way for us to create. Like, whenever we shot the video, the commercial, I could have done that, but I wouldn't have been able to without you guys. I wouldn't have. It probably wouldn't have been the same. Like, I was capable, but I wasn't as capable without you guys, like the help with figuring things out and just the brain work that went into all
even
of
for
it.
me, bro, like I talked to both of you about doing this a long time before we actually did it, and I couldn't do it until I had all the pieces together.
Yeah.
And that's including both of y'all.
I don't think you can really do too much without a team, because I tried
really
to just
can't
do music dolo forever.
You really
and it's
can't,
hard.
bro. And it's like, But I mean, we talk about it, I feel like every podcast, but people just aren't gonna fuck with you the way you fuck with them.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not. It's very rare to get this.
Also,
so.
I wanted to say, on your point, Trevor, of like getting that human connection back, it was nice to make an adult friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I've known you since I was a kid.
Yeah, I haven't made like any new friends.
Making
other
a new
than you.
friend, because like, you know, there's no telling if we would have been homies if I met you when we was 16 years old.
Yeah.
See,
You know what I'm
not.
saying?
And this is crazy saying this too, because both of you guys are younger than me, but I've always just hung out with older people. You know, like I was hanging out with RJ and, you know, hanging out with T-Rad and Sammy and Valdette, and it's just like I've always just been the young dude around the older people. So I think that's where I get a lot of game and a lot of knowledge of just being in those positions of, okay, even if it's just a couple years or, you know, I tell people
don't
younger than
even-
me all the time. I tell Cam all the time, like, it's just a couple years, but even just that like year of experience, bro, you get smarter, you get wiser, you get
Yeah.
like it's all time in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one thing that you opened me up to is like, I used to think if this person ain't done what I'm trying to do, then why would I listen to them? But it's not that, because everybody goes through their own thing and everybody learns their own things. And like, once you start learning a little thing here and a little thing there and putting them together, it can help you out. Because it used to be like, if you ain't signed a record deal and you ain't got 10 mil on a song, then why would I listen to you about your opinion on what I should do musically or sonically?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not the way to be.
No, I feel that.
It's time. It's like, I just decided I was gonna, get on the bus and let it take me on this, man. I'm ready to do whatever.
You know, it's a pretty good house cleaning segment. I got to take this lip pillow out. My mouth is dry, boy.
Yeah. feel you.
I've wanted to clear my throat so bad, like the past 3
I think
minutes.
we've all been
trying to
struggling a little bit.
Yeah,
I keep
like-
trying to, and I'm like,
When you see me over here doing this, that's me like,
Yeah, I gotta clear my throat.
Yeah.
Feel pulse.
let me clear my throat.
All right, boys, we're back.
Are
We're
we back?
We're back.
hello.
We're back.
Hello, boys.
Hi.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
We had some homework over the past week, bro.
Yeah. So, if you guys remember, we did a spin on a wheel that had dates from 2010 to 2022.
22.
And we had to find our favorite album from 2010.
So we kind of got not confused a little bit, but me and Cameron made lists. Trevor didn't make a necessarily list,
I just picked my favorite.
which is fine. That was the goal. You know, that was the goal. But
I went hard.
yeah, I went pretty hard. So going forward, I think we got to have top fives. But
Well-
I got like some honorable mentions. But it was a pretty good year, 2010.
Wasn't bad.
It wasn't terrible. It brought me back to a lot of. That's why I was saying I want to figure out exactly how old I was, so I know.
That's so easy to do.
It's
What year were
just
you
too much
born?
math. 1996.
96 to 2010. You
Oh
were
yeah, you're
16
right. I didn't even.
You were 14.
I didn't even think about it like
Yeah.
that. That's
Uh,
insane.
But
I'm stupid.
it wasn't a bad year for good albums. Like there were good albums, but there were a lot of really bad albums.
There was. I listened to a lot of bad stuff.
I listened to 2 or 3 where I was like, "Holy fuck!
And
How
I
did they
didn't-
release this?"
My goal was I wanted to get out really outside of like rap and hip hop.
That's fine.
It's all I know.
I didn't
man.
go too far. I got into some R&B and stuff like that. But I mean, just looking at the list, nothing really piqued my interest again to go back and
Yeah.
listen to it. But I will say my list, it's got a surprise entry on there that like I wish I would have known, because 2010. I remember when this stuff was coming out. This is at a point in my life where like I'm a little bit older than y'all, so like I'm getting into this. This is Dat Piff era. This is YouTube era.
the
This
very
is,
beginning of it.
like the very beginning of it. So like I kind of remember a lot of this going out. But one I did not know that I feel like I should have knew, you know, back then.
Made it
came
on
out,
your list.
Made it on my list.
Okay.
But how you guys want to start? You want to?
I'll go
think
ahead.
I think Trev should start since his is like, you know, he just baseline.
No,
kinda-
because I see what he's looking at, and I want to talk about that one together.
Yeah,
Well, that's fine. We could talk about it
that
together
was-
when he says it.
I think we start with our honorable mentions.
Okay, that's fine. And then we could do all of our
Kinda
5,
like
4, 3, whatever.
that, or like
Whatever.
kind of like add like maybe didn't make your favorite list, but you remember it, or
Maybe I might.
Something like
you
that.
know.
So
I
I've
just
got my
thought
little-
about my favorite artists, especially back then.
Got my little list on my phone.
Go for it, man.
My first runner-up is going to be an album called Brothers by a band called the Black Keys.
okay, I know who the Black Keys
And
are.
I don't think this was their first album. I think it might have been their second. But it's got a lot of really good songs on it that I like. It's more of like indie rock, kinda, I guess, alternative.
Which
It was
is
good.
Weird because I like that more now than I ever did back then.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, my dad was really big on the Black Keys. I
Okay.
think he went and saw them a couple times and like really put me onto them. They're like blues-based band. I like some of their other albums better, and that's why this one ended up being a runner-up. It just didn't quite make my list, but it was right there. I would give it like bottom of my runners-up though.
Kind of similar, but not similar. I was like an hour and a half deep into this Mumford and Sons album, and then I checked and it came out in 2009. So
Damn.
like it didn't qualify, but it was a good one. It's like the good one. It's the one with the White House on the cover.
Oh yeah,
Got like
The
Little
Black-
Lion Man and all that
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like it's the good Mumford and Sons album.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I give you one of mine was Earl by Earl Sweatshirt, the debut mixtape. It's like gritty, it's dark, it's like it's really just Earl Sweatshirt, you know, and it's good, but it's like
Well, that was like post Odd Future.
yeah, it was
Right?
like kind of at the I guess maybe at the peak. I really don't even remember low key, but it was a mixtape, so you can't find it on streaming. You kind of got to dig for it.
Yeah.
But the only reason I didn't, it didn't really. Well, there's more reasons, but like I like it, but it's a hard listen because it's unmastered. It's kind of like it's a mixtape. It was Earl Sweatshirt very early on, but
I think that's a perfect example of a runner-up.
yeah, kind of.
Because like we know what his career is now, so we can like look back and like see the beauty in it being unmastered and a mixtape, but it's not quite there as a project.
So I guess mine aren't even like runner-ups. I would say it's just like I made a list, and then like I guess they are runner-ups, but like I feel like if they made the list, they're on the list.
Yeah, but they didn't crack your
rank.
top 5.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
rank.
We're
But my other two are pretty heavy. Like they're pretty big shits. Like I got Loud by Rihanna.
okay.
Come on, man, great out. What's my name's on there?
Mm-hmm.
The one I was playing earlier.
Yeah, she.
It's like
Yeah,
peak
I know,
Rihanna.
I know.
Like it's
And I didn't even think about Rihanna because I'm only thinking about the stuff that I really liked, but I can't ignore
But
the
if you
fact
think-
that she had some bangers at that time.
yeah, dude. Like, I mean, even if you think about it at that time, bro, like you heard Rihanna.
Oh yeah.
Like on the radio, like everywhere. Like,
Everywhere.
that was her peak, bro. Like,
Well, let's hear your last runner-up. I'll give my last runner-up, and then we could all get into it.
my last runner-up, just right outside the top 5, Man on the Moon 2,
Okay.
Kid Cudi.
I like the first one so much that
I
didn't even-
think I sat here and argued with y'all the other day that the first one was better.
it is.
I don't think so. After listening to it again,
Well, if you go by, maybe to you, which is fine, but if you go by like the popularity and the numbers and
I'm not even talking about. I think just sonically wise, like I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good music project. So that was Kanye. Kanye was all over.
I feel like all of his were, but he
The-
was always trying to do something so different that people didn't catch on. Like
facts.
he gets
It's
his
just,
flowers more now than he did back then.
I don't know. When I listened to it again, it's like I actually went back and listened to Man on the Moon 1 and 2, but it just
I just
the
remember
second
my
one was
brother
just better
taking
to
me
me
to
because
school.
it was just like quality of music.
You thought the second Man on the Moon was better.
Yeah, like overall, like start to finish, like the sounds, like the different, like the marijuana song, the ooh marijuana. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I didn't
Pretty green, but
I didn't remember all like the sonics and it sounding so eerie and like
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I might have to go check that one out again.
Listen, it was a good. I probably enjoyed that one more than some of the ones on the list, especially one now. But like, it's just I don't know. It was good. It was a good listen. You should go back and listen to
I
it.
definitely
'Cause,
will.
like, it'll put you in the mood. You know. what
My
I'm saying?
last runner-up, and this might surprise y'all, but it's Overly Dedicated Kendrick Lamar.
That's a good one. It didn't make it on my list. But
It didn't make my list, but it's right there.
It
Like it's almost like a really good project to me, but there was just a couple sounds on there, a couple songs on there that I didn't really
yeah,
they didn't really catch my ear
facts.
how like these other albums did, and like my actual
And
top
that was-
5 list is like
That's before Section 82.
it was.
So it's like it's kind of before Kendrick was really in his bag.
But there was a couple like crazy features,
Yeah.
and there was a couple like songs that go on every playlist. I mean, it's a really good project. It's just not worthy of my top 5. It's a runner up to me.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got one, Trevor, that like isn't the best, but it's kind of like right there. Oh shit.
You know what's funny is I actually checked. So I'm thinking about songs that I really loved back then. Do you guys remember a group called the Gorillas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, because how I started is I pretty much just looked up top albums of 2010,
Yeah.
and I was like, ooh, I like them. I'm gonna listen to some of that. I would probably say I think it's called Plastic Beaches or Plastic Beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just fucking look it up.
I like the Gorillas, bro. They're cool. They just came back recently, right?
Yeah, Plastic
yeah.
Beach.
Heck
They had
yeah.
a lot of their big songs on there.
Mhm.
I just loved that they never showed their face. It was always like an anime.
The cartoon.
Yeah, I used to see them on like MTV, and of course the one song that went really big.
I was sitting here trying to think of it, and now I can't even think of
Feels
it.
Good Inc.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That one, and then there was the one that had like the, oh Lord, what was that sample?
Trevor over here searching for samples. I didn't listen to that one. I might have to go listen to it though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't get far off of rap just because
Well, that's your vibe,
there was a lot of shit.
and that's also what you were listening to in 2010.
Facts. I did find a Freeway album that was fire. Like it did make the list or the honorable mention, but also I made a playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
go ahead and shout that out. 'Cause we're gonna do
I made a
that.
playlist. So like, there's some songs from people off albums that aren't on my list. And I guess I'll put it out when this one comes out. I just gotta remember.
B.O.B. had an album in
I
2010.
did, and I listened to that, and it was like we were talking about B.O.B. the other day, and like that's his one.
Yeah,
Like that's his one.
and like I listened to it. I think actually on the stream, and like it's not a bad listen.
It's
also,
just-
not really my vibe.
It's just what it is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
He made an album of radio songs,
yeah.
and it wasn't like it
But
wasn't.
they
a
all
good
got on the
project.
radio,
They all got on the radio,
which is crazy.
and he got the bag.
But I also feel like a lot of people do that now. They don't make whole albums or projects. They make 10 songs that could be on the radio. And
Yeah.
There's no cohesiveness,
yeah,
you know.
depends. Some artists do, some don't.
It just kind of depends, you know.
All right, how we want to move forward? Do we want to get into top 5?
Can you name 5 or you just want to
I'm
go
gonna
off
I'm gonna do 3 because there was actually 3 that I was like,
Okay.
how am
Okay,
I gonna
well then-
ever decide?
Let's do top 5, top 4, and then we'll do
Boom.
circles on top 3. So I'll start it out on my top 5. And we've already talked about this album, but it's Man on the Moon 2, Kid Cudi.
Excellent.
I really like the project. Like you said, it was more cohesive than Man on the Moon 1, even though I think that Man on the Moon 1 had more good songs on it. Marijuana, Erase Me. I remember listening to Erase Me in 2010 and like,
Classic.
dude, it's such a good song.
Classic.
Such a good song. And there was a couple good features on there. It was my top 5.
I mean, even just the beats were so fire. Like, Mr. Ray.
Yes, bro. I literally pull up Spotify and that's what pops up.
Trapped in my mind. Trapped in my mind. Na, 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 na,
Yeah.
na.
Yeah, I need to give that one a listen.
Dude, it's just like his singing and his hummings. Like, that's my favorite part about Kid Cudi. Is
Heck
his,
yeah.
You know, you might be right. That might be his best album.
It's kind of underrated. Like, it's
Man on the Moon 1 had the few top songs.
Yeah.
But you're saying as an album it's better. It's a better
Yeah.
listen through.
I think that's what I'm agreeing to. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's like it's a good 50 minutes of like, okay, this is a good
Yeah.
time.
And it was him
time
breaking
spent.
out into like
That was his first radio song on there too, with the Erase Me too, probably.
it was him breaking out into being a
No,
superstar.
that's a lie because Day and Night.
Day and Night,
Day and Night
and
was
then,
fucking huge.
But
Pursuit of Happiness.
yeah,
I
totally
think
made
those
that up.
songs were blowing up right as this was coming out, as number 2 was coming out.
Yeah,
because it wasn't like instant. Like
I
Day and
thought-
Night was
well,
instant.
Yeah, Day and Night was a single. It was just a Kid Cudi song that blew up.
Yeah.
And was on the radio and stuff, and then the album came.
Yeah. And
I just want to say this: those two albums, great albums.
back to back, you know.
Yeah.
I wish he wouldn't have did a third one.
I wish he would have stayed on that trajectory.
Yeah,
I wish
like-
he wouldn't
Well-
have veered off into the speeding bullet.
He's a real artist. And,
But we'll get there when we get there, you know.
That's true.
We got years on the-
he was really trying to do different things. He's like, okay, I did that. I'm gonna do this, rather than doing what people wanted to hear. I hate that some of his other ideas never caught on, and it caused so much grief in his life. Falling off, and then I think it was all for good reason, because Kid Cudi has become an icon to people way younger than us. You know what
That's
I
a
mean?
fact,
like
yeah.
he's one of the greatest of all
Which
time
is-
for the younger generation.
Which is cool, because when I first found Kid Cudi, I was young.
Yeah, me
probably
too.
before 2010. So if I
You
was
know-
14 in 2010, I was probably 12 when I was listening to Kid.
Yeah.
He's one of those artists
Kid
from that
Cudi.
time that you can mention to
Or
a
13.
16-year-old now, and oh yeah, they know Kid Cudi.
And it's cool seeing that, like, even the kids now are like, oh, he's their, like, weird artist guy, like.
I just made a weird or a crazy correlation in my head, but Kid Cudi to the younger generation is going to be like our parents' Pink Floyd.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's like the weird
But-
that he's huge, first of all,
I'll give you that.
and like, if your parents
I would say Young Thug, maybe.
smoked weed, they probably listen to Pink Floyd.
Facts.
And if a 10-year-old now ends up smoking weed and having kids, he's gonna have listened to
You're not
Kid
wrong.
Cudi.
You're not wrong. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
All right. So what is your number 5?
Damn, this is crazy. I felt bad putting this at number 5, but after listening to everything and having to put them in order, felt like I had to, just based on kind of, I guess, I don't know why I put it at number 5, but I felt like the other 4 just had to be above it. But Kids by Mac Miller,
Okay.
the mixtape. I probably listened to that more in my life than any other project on this list. I mean, fucking legendary. Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza, Senior Skip Day, Get 'Em Up, Nike's on My Feet, The Spins,
So
Yeah.
many good ones.
Don't
man.
Mind If I Do,
The
Paper
Spins.
Route, Good Evening.
The Spins
Knock,
is one
knock.
of the best. Like, it's like one of
Need a
those songs
mansion,
you can
a
put
jacuzzi.
on. Like, it's like
Here to
the
watch
perfect,
my
like,
movie.
excited, happy song.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Like, just even like the intro, like the beat, everything.
Even Knock Knock, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
4, like
Now-
all of them, and it's like when this came out, I was on it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just on it, and it's like listening to it again, I got the same feeling. It was cool. It was great. But I will say, I'm not in high school anymore, so relatability to it now, it kind of felt more nostalgic listening to it than it was like, oh, this is fucking amazing.
That reason right there is why it didn't make my list.
But I think it had to make my list because of the impact that it had,
Yeah,
Like, I
and,
couldn't
like,
put it any lower.
I've spoke on the podcast previously about one of my first like introductions to rap being Blue Slide Park.
Yep.
And so like Kids came out really before I was on Mac. And like obviously I listened to it after. But that mixtape album, I think it was an album.
Best Day Ever, like in between with the purple face on the cover.
I'm talking Kids specifically.
Oh, yeah.
So Kids, it hasn't got as many lifetime spins from me as I think it deserves, just because like it was before I knew him, and then after everything that he put out after got more
Yeah.
spins, because like I haven't really taken the time to go back on it. But yeah, great songs on it. It didn't crack my list.
So I remember finding the High Life, which was like his first mixtape, looked like a Miller High Life bottle. So this was like the first project that, okay, I follow him on Twitter. I'm watching his YouTube. I'm ready for this to drop. You know what I'm saying? And I remember getting it when it came out, and it was just, listening to it again, it just made me happy.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
cool. I even went back and watched like some videos. Like I watched the Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza video and the Knock Knock video. About shed a damn tear. You know what I'm saying?
Did that
Just
one
like
have Donald Trump on it?
No, that was on the next mixtape. That was the Best Day Ever mixtape.
Okay.
Which is where a lot of people kind of,
Yeah.
figured him out and like kind of.
I do want to give a shout out to my boy Reed though, because he has he recently got Kids on vinyl,
Hell yeah.
and he has like a lot of them on vinyl. I don't know if he has all of them at this point, but
I hope it's
huge.
a Rostrum record official print. You know what I'm saying?
well, yeah. See, that's a whole different.
Ain't no bootleg joint.
But yeah, shout him out. He kind of put me on a lot of vinyl
Shout out
stuff.
to Reed. He's cool.
Huge Mac Miller fan, and he's gonna be pissed off at me that it's not on my top 5. But
Dude, it's like I said, I had to put. I couldn't put it higher than the 4 above it because, listening back to it, and there's one on my list that probably, I say that I probably listen to Kids more than anyone, but it's right neck and neck to this other one. You know what I'm saying?
also, I want to say this real quick. These are our list as of today.
Yeah, today.
In 2017, Kids might have been your number 1.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's
you know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
Yeah,
and I think that's another thing about mine is like when I was listening to Kids the most is probably when I was like early high school.
And I think that changed for me too now because I mean now that we started making beats and making music, I listen back to Kids and it's like I could have made every single one of those beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
because it's
like,
that. I mean, it kind of just goes into like whenever you start making music, you're like, where does these like?
I listen to it with a different ear, listening back to it.
It's also like why do I like these certain sounds and like these certain things and these certain patterns, and then you go back and you listen to your favorite music, you're like, oh, that's
But
why.
I will say that like it was so like it still stood the test of time because I still felt I still got the feeling when I listened to it.
Well, there's a
For sure.
reason
You know
why
what
it
I'm
was
saying?
popular.
And then I'll segue into my number 4, which is why it made number 4, Flockavelli
Okay.
by Waka Flocka Flame. Legendary album.
Sure.
You talk about impact and changing the game. Like the beats that were on Kids, the beats that were on, Man on the Moon 2, I would even say like I've heard them before. Like the Lex Luger Waka Flocka combo, the trap beats, like what we know as trap music and trap beats.
They don't want to give him credit, but one of the pioneers.
Comes from Waka fucking Flocka, bro. Like no lie, like I go hard in the motherfucking paint.
The beginning of that
Just
song,
the
bro.
simple
Just
chords.
the chords and then the drums and the hi-hats and the dude, it's just full of bangers. Like I'm not even gonna look and I'll tell you some Grove Street.
Oh yeah,
It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
yeah,
Oh, let's do it.
yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
That one had
For
no
my
hands
dogs,
on it.
It had no hands on
Yeah.
it, which is a number
was
1
the-
record.
that was the big one,
Still
yeah.
gets played in the club today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so impact wise, I mean, I don't think it gets recognized as being a great,
That's because
like,
he got so much hate, but like
necessarily great quote unquote album, but that's a great album. Like that album spawned a lot of stuff,
a lot of stars.
and that was when Gucci and Waka were still cool, and that team was crazy also. And R.I.P. Slim Duncan,
For real though.
But Flockavelli, number 4 on my list.
That's fair. I have a little bit of a different music taste from you guys. So Flockavelli didn't really make mine.
Hey,
But I do want to say that, like, this was like, 6th grade year for me,
yeah, so
7th grade year. So, like, the only Waka that I heard
was no hands.
was No Hands, but also, like, we had a lot of, like sports events. A lot of people had Flocka playing
Yeah,
at, like, a Freedom.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, stuff like that. So I got a lot of it. But I can't say that I've ever listened to that album.
You should.
My number 4. And my number 4 is tough, bro. It makes me feel some type of way because it's a mixtape that got turned into an album.
I got mixtapes on my list, so
Well, this one changed, though. It's Wiz Khalifa, Kush, and OJ. And, like, the mixtape, the original mixtape that you used to get off Dat Piff I was listening to on Spinrilla versus the album that's out on Spotify today are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But that original mixtape is what I'm basing mine off of because it still is available. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere.
Oh, I went and found it. I went and got it's on a computer. I went
Yeah.
old school with it, dude. I downloaded it, zipped it out, transferred
He
it.
was
slid
hard
it
as
in
a
the-
rock, bro.
But
Listen,
dude, Kush and OJ is my number 4 for a lot of reasons. But one of the main reasons, bro, is it was one of the first ever like album / mixtape that I sat down in a car full of my homies and smoked weed to, and like it's just fantastic, bro. It's probably like peak Wiz in my opinion, just because like the stuff that he did after it was more like radio like single based, as to where this was like him in his own like lane, not trying to impress anybody, just making the music that he loved to make.
And it was right before Rolling Papers, the album.
Yes, exactly.
So it was like right before he went commercial too.
Yep. And the song Up, I'll never forget the feeling that gave me, like the first time getting high and listening to Up by Wiz Khalifa, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man. Great
Fantastic. Fantastic song. Fantastic mixtape. The album's good. You can listen to the album, but on my number 4 list, it's that original mixtape.
Hell yeah. All right, we'll go to Trevor, number 3.
So my number.
Well, hold
3,
on. Do we want to take a little break and then we'll spin our last section
yeah, we need to.
on all of our top 3s?
We might have 2 more sections the way we're
Yeah,
going.
no
know what
joke.
I'm saying? But
y'all ain't gonna fuck with me after you hear mine. You're like, oh,
No,
that's basic.
never that. Never that.
we're good. All right, Trevor, give us the.
So since I thought we were just singling it out to one, I pretty much have 3 that I was trying to distinguish between as being my number 1. So my third would have been Teflon Don by Rick Ross.
Hey, I listened to it, bro.
I also
man.
listened to that one.
Aston Martin music, bro.
Hey,
oh my
listen.
God.
I did.
Hold on, just let me go through this.
I'm glad
album
you.
list.
I'm glad you put it on there because I wanted to like put it on an honorable mention and talk about it, but I didn't think either one of y'all would listen to it.
Well, let me just say this: I was a huge Rick Ross fan.
BMF, one of my favorite songs.
Blowing
ever.
Money Fast. You got Aston Martin music, but just listen to this. So you got I'm Not a Star on there, which was
Somebody lied. Got a chopper.
listen at the list though. Freemason featuring
Freemason.
JC, Tears of Joy, CeeLo, Maybach Music 3, Ti, Jadakiss. You got Live Fast, Die Young, Kanye West.
that's a good
Super
song.
High with Neo.
It's a good song.
Number 1, Trey Songz and Diddy. MC Hammer, Gucci Mane.
Good song.
Got Styles P on there.
I listened to a Styles P mixtape from 2010 also.
Bro, you got obviously Aston Martin had the Drake feature and oh Lord. What's her name?
The lady on there,
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I forgot who it was.
I mean, she was fire, but sorry.
nah, that's a good album.
But
bro. It is
Aston Martin
cool.
music was my favorite one. So
It was
we still listen to I still listen to that song. Well, I'll be out on the boat with my family, my parents, aunts. Fucking, we're listening to Aston Martin music. You know,
that's
my
a-
dad. Every time that comes on, my dad, that's a great song. You
It's,
know, like
it's got some bangers on there.
yeah.
dude.
So that was my third.
The reason I didn't put it on the list, I mean, it was cool. Like, I listened to it and I didn't skip anything because I was like trying to listen to it. But it didn't make me want to go back and listen to it again, other than like the hits. You know, you take the 4, the 4 songs, BMF, I'm Not a Star.
I wanted BMF to be my walk-up music, but they were like, no.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They were like, you're not. That's not your walk-up music.
But I think you take those singles and you put them in a playlist. And
I was about to say, the
Kinda
album
leave
to
it
me
there.
is a playlist album. It's got a couple bangers on it, a couple that I didn't.
but I'm glad you put it on there because
Rick Ross is definitely one of my all-time favorites. Probably in my top 20 for sure.
yeah, well, top 20 is extensive. I would say he's probably got to be up there
Yeah.
for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. He would have to.
I don't
be.
know if I can put him in my top 10.
We'll do that one day.
Oh yeah, that's
We'll do that one.
that's
day.
Sorry,
soon come.
sorry, Ricky Rose. I love you, but I don't know if you're in my top
We'll
10.
just keep going this way.
There's just too many to pick from.
Okay, most controversial on my list right here.
Mine's my number 3 as well.
At number 3, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West.
Why is that controversial?
Well, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop you. It's also my number 3,
Okay.
so we can really get into it here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get into this because I will say this one is on my list of 3,
and it ain't 3.
and it ain't 3.
And it ain't 2 either. I promise you that.
I can't give it away yet.
Yeah, true. Or do we wait? Do we save the talk about it until we get to Trevor's? No, because we're talking about both of
let's
our
talk
top
about it.
3s.
So it's great. It's a great album.
Dude,
it
it's
sounds
insane.
great. It's got, speaking of Rick Ross, it's got the best Rick Ross verse on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the best, like, I would say the best produced Kanye album
Yeah.
from
that's
start to finish.
I mean, it
Runaway
definitely
is a
up there.
great song with Pusha T.
Runaway's one of the best songs ever.
I'll tell you one of the shits I love, the All of the Lights interlude. Not the
Not
song.
the song, yeah.
But the violin
Yeah.
playing leading into the song. Why I put it at number 3, it's just
It could be on mine just because of the song
I think
Power.
I think it is Power. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Listening back to it. I don't know if this is with a 2023 view of Kanye.
Yeah.
I think it has to be a little bit.
But I didn't get the same feeling. Like I think I can understand of it's the best.
Yeah.
You know, like it's if you give points on an album, it's probably better beat for beat, maybe not bar for bar, but you know, like section by section, category for category, it's probably the best once you average it all out. You know what I'm saying?
It just wasn't your
It's just
best.
I had to put my number 2 above it because the feeling I got listening to it now, you know, going back. And the feeling that I got listening to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in 2010 when I was 14 was fucking mind-blowing.
Sure.
Kanye is a genius. He's the greatest musician ever,
Yeah.
you know? And I still get that feeling when I hear some of the songs and, you know, I mean, you make music, so just the big production when it sounds so big.
When the
you know?
sounds are when you
Kanye
listen
is
to
great at
something
making things sound big and huge.
what I would call cinematic.
Yeah,
In your head, if you're listening to a song and everything kind of feels like it's coming from right here, it's not mixed well. When you listen to Kanye shit, you got pretty much everything is sitting out here, and you
Yeah.
got things coming from here.
Yeah, for sure.
The lyrics sit here. The
Yep.
hi-hats are kind of moving around. Like
yeah.
he's
Nah,
just the king of
production
that.
wise, I get it. I get it. It's just number 3 for me on this list.
This is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but it is my number 1 hip hop album of 2010. I loved it. I mean, it's a great album. It's a great hip hop
Yeah.
album. It's great. You know, like you said, you can run down the whole track list and there's maybe 2 misses through the whole thing. Again, on a listen back, it sounds 2010.
Yeah, I can give you.
It's
that.
not dated, but it does sound like, you know, it was made in 2010.
Yeah,
My other 2 albums are you can't put a time period on them in my opinion. They're better than this album as a whole, as a concept. They're just better.
yep.
But My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, bro, it's like that's some of Kanye's best work.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? It's
that's
some
a
of his
Apple
biggest
Music
songs.
has it listed as his second essential album, which the first one that they have listed I don't agree with is Life of Pablo.
That's
Yeah,
my
that's
number 1
crazy.
Kanye album personally. But
That's-
again, we'll get that's another
We're- Yeah.
it's another
That's
story for
crazy.
another day.
That's
but
a hot take.
Yeah.
You
for
about
real.
ruined this whole episode with that one.
I didn't say that. Apple Music.
No,
said
I
that.
said that
Nah,
as well.
he said that.
Oh,
I'm not even mad at Apple.
No, but yeah, I love the album. You know, there's
It's
not
great, bro.
there's not much
It's-
more you can say about it that hasn't already been said about it.
But I think it's just that. It's like not.
And like some
You know?
people will say it's their number 1 album of all time, period.
And I can't be mad at him.
I can't be. It's a great album, and like Trevor said, it does feel cinematic to
It-
an
it-
extent.
all of
It's
his
like
albums do.
What's the Bon Iver song?
yeah, it's got Nicki Minaj, Bon
That song
Iver.
sounds great. Who Will Make It in America?
Yeah.
I think.
So
I think
that
he-
song's so big.
Bond might got 2 on there.
one thing
maybe.
that Kanye has always done is he's figured out how to have relevant albums without a relevant sound.
Mm-hmm. Like
He never sounds like anything else. He
That's
always,
true. I'll
like,
give him that.
a lot of times you'll hear people not sound like anything else because they were going for a sound and they just didn't capture it. That's not the case with Kanye West. It's like even his modern albums, like that people wouldn't even consider anywhere on a list, they're still insane.
No, that's a fact. Like
You know,
that's why I kind of want to get to.
he puts people where you don't think they would be.
Like I'll say, I think listening back to this, I don't give it as much. It doesn't hit me the same as it did. But I feel like when I go back and listen to Yeezus, I think I'll appreciate Yeezus more now than I did.
That's
you know
fair.
what I'm saying? Number
I
two.
appreciate a lot of these more now because I understand them more.
I think this is where my number 2 comes in, and it's a prime example. You know?
Well, I'm gonna swap it up again because I just kind of went on top of
Yeah,
you.
that's
But
fine.
my number 2, and I know this is gonna be a surprise to y'all, and I'm just gonna be talking to myself over here. But I've got the album name is ridiculous. The album is called "There Is a Hell, Believe Me, I've Seen It. There Is a Heaven, Let's Keep It a Secret" by a band called Bring Me the Horizon.
Bring me the horizon, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I know them.
Dude, I listened to this
BMTH.
album. BMTH, yeah.
Come on, man.
I listened to this album back in the day.
Same.
I had a little emo girlfriend
Come on.
About the
goth
7th
shorties
grade.
got you.
about the 7th grade or something. And I listened to this album back then, but then I think it was like 2 years later they put out Suicide Season, the one with the girl.
Yeah.
That album was huge. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
like, y'all motherfuckers was probably listening to that one.
Nah, I was off it by then, but
But this one kind of like more under the radar as far as
critically acclaimed.
critically acclaimed. Bro, I went back. I downloaded this album Wednesday last week. I've probably listened to this album 6 times.
Hell yeah.
I mean, as an album, it is so well put together, and like it's metal, but there's like 3 or 4 tracks in it that are just like soft singing, and it's all like this big wide, like
Orchestra.
not even an orchestra,
It's
but like
orchestrated.
it's like the album feels like, I don't even know how to put it into words, bro. It's like it's almost big. It's almost like a big album as a big sound because of like, it's almost got that like glitch pop like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of
yeah.
like
Feel
glitch,
to it.
glitchcore.
I don't know if that's yeah,
Just like, I know what you mean.
but it's
Nah,
like
yeah.
like
It just looks like girls with black hair that's long and straightened and
Yes.
to one side.
but like once you really like me listening to it in 2023, I originally had it on like my runners up, and then it worked its way into my top 5, and then it worked its way into my top 3, and like every time I listened to the album again, I was like, holy fuck, like this is it might damn well be one of my favorite metal albums. Like it is such a good album, and like I know I would love for y'all to give it a listen. It's heavy, yeah. I would love for y'all to give it a listen. I know you probably won't,
I might.
but
I'll go back and listen to it.
it's fire, dude.
I'll
It is
go
a
back and listen to it.
fantastic album. Like when you see me working in the mornings, bro, when
Yeah.
I'm like moving, not talking to nobody, it's because I got both AirPods and listening to this one.
My number 2 what had me like that too. And this is the one where I
Oh.
went back.
Hold on, real quick. One last thing I want to say about the album. After the Suicide Season album, the lead singer had the voice box surgery or whatever. So like all of his music after that was like
Never
kind of
the
shitty,
same.
never the same. But this album was like, it was like before the surgery. Number 2. I mean, it was debatable between 1,
Hey,
but I love it.
if
It's
had
a
you
great
feeling
album.
like that, that's good. That's what this is for. That's the goal of this. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you had said that off cast before we did it, and I was like, no, I already know. Like, I already know what I'm gonna like, bro. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I went back and this metal album got me, bro.
I'm telling you,
Like, it got me listening to some more metal stuff now, which is fire.
This boy's on the damn. He gonna come in. He gonna grow his hair out. And then
I'm gonna straighten it, skinny jeans.
He gonna,
It's gonna paint his nails
the
black.
day this dude comes in purple pants, bro, he's off the pod. He's getting out of here.
Never that. I'm still me, bro.
You gotta get the stud belt.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Small.
Get the Jeff Hardy bands.
No, the
I
I
used
Heart
to,
Boobies
Yeah,
band.
yeah. The
I used to
love.
love. I used to like shit like that in elementary school. I would wear like the wild shit. I was into skateboarding,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the music I was listening to was like Fall Out Boy and
See, I got
and
the-
Green Day. You know.
My phase was a little bit earlier before y'all, so like
Speaking of,
I got the metro station, bro. Like you don't know nothing about the metro.
Oh, I know
station.
about Metro Station.
Come on, man. They were fire.
What you know about? Never mind. Go ahead. You're number 2, right?
Yeah, we'll get into it. Number 2, Sir Lucius Leftfoot, the son of Chico Dusty. Album by Big Boy. one half of Outkast. And when I tell you I never heard this album before last week, like never heard it before, but same thing. Started off as best hip hop albums from 2010. You get like Kanye, like a Brother Ali album, something else, and then like I seen this one and I was like, Big Boy from like Outkast. Whatever. I'll add it to the things to listen to. So this was probably like my fourth album listening, and I listened to it. And, like, it just sounded cool. Like, I listened to it, and I was like, okay, cool. I got to listen to that again to figure out what it is. And I listened to it. And then, like, I still didn't really listen to it. All I heard was the skits. Like, there's random skits. I listened to it at work. So I'm kind of, like, paying attention to, like, the skits. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. I need to pay attention to this. Then I listened to it again, and I heard him rapping. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, this is some rap, you know? Like, he's on here rapping. And then, like, you listen to the production and like the song making, and like there's a song with like Sleepy Brown and like old R&B shit. There's a song with Jamie Foxx that goes crazy. There's a song with T.I. that goes crazy. There's a Yellow Wolf verse on here, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But like the song is great. There's a Big Boy and Gucci Mane song on here. That's insane. Like, it's so good. Like, if I was going to recommend you guys go listen to something, it's this one. Because, like you just said, like, this album is, like, it's probably not recency bias. It's one of my favorites of all time, I would say. But, like, nah, like, I'm listening to this. Like, it's on repeat. Like, it's so good. Like, and I loved Outkast, you know, one of the first rap that I ever listened to. I loved them, and I was like, well, I don't want to listen to Big Boy without Andre, you know, because that's not Outkast, but that's what this is. It's not Outkast. It's Big Boy, and it's...
Yeah, I was trying to look up when Outkast broke up, because this is obviously...
Yeah, it's after Idlewild and, like,
yeah,
all that, so it's like, it's just so fucking good, dude.
But not too much after, because Big Boy's still, like, you know, Big Boy from Outkast.
Yeah. But
at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to check it out. I have to say,
it's good, dude. Like,
that's a surprising one.
It's so good. Like, it's great. Like, the rap, the bars, all of it.
The features sound great.
The features are good.
Yellow Wolf in 2010.
It's like, so I mean, this is when Trunk Music came out. I listened to that. I don't know if y'all listen to that.
Oh yeah, I've been on Trunk Music.
My daddy's Lambo. Let me drive your daddy's that song.
And
all that was
Pop the Trunk.
Yeah, all that was 2010.
Yeah.
So
I feel stupid because I could have easily had a number 4 if I would have known. Because American Idiot by Green Day was in 2010.
Oh damn, that would have made my list for sure.
Yeah,
probably.
dude, no doubt.
Actually, not top 5, but it definitely would have got an honorable.
It would have been
mention.
my number 4 today.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not big into that kind of like.
What? That was
not
like
really into
Green Day was awesome.
My boy Seth, he's
I mean-
a big Green Day guy. I mean,
that was the
Green Day
album
guy.
where they went like, okay, this is mainstream shit.
I mean, yeah. After that album, they were selling out like world tours.
Come on, man. Shout out to Green Day.
Yeah.
Trevor, what's your number 2, man?
My number 2 is crap. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Thank Me Later by Drake.
Listen,
Yeah,
it didn't make my list. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think me and you have talked. I think we talked about it a little bit, but it was before Drake was Drake to me.
It was a little bit after he was Drake to me.
Well, it's a little bit after he's Drake because he had Right Above It. Right Above It was on I'm Not a Human Being. Also came out in 2010.
Yeah.
Also sat through that and listened to that.
The Lil Wayne album was dog shit. I kind of burnt when I said that. It was dog shit.
No, there's some bangers on there though. You get Gonorrhea, you get Right Above It, you get With You. That's the best song off that one. With you, baby.
I can't believe you guys didn't like. I mean,
Thank Me Later is it's not so far gone.
yeah, you're right about
That's
that.
that's my only thing. It's like I don't
It's not Take Care.
wait. Yeah, that's what I meant. Take Care is what
It's
I meant.
still not so far gone
which,
either.
Yeah, which it's also still not.
I
so
don't
far
think
gone
that
either,
it was
Who's still in Vegas?
I don't think
Love
it
that
was.
song. Yeah.
I don't think it was one of his like most favorite albums.
You Can Thank Me Now. That's a good song.
But out of the albums in 2010,
I was a huge Drake fan.
And Over was a good song too.
I was a huge Drake fan. So
I listened to it again.
I listened to a little bit of it.
I think it's got too many skippables for me. I
Yeah,
think that's my only thing.
I think I got through like 3 or 4 songs, and I'd skipped like 2 or 3 out of the ones
Is
I was
Fireworks
listening
on
to.
there? Fireworks is on there, I think.
I think that one's on So Far Gone.
Maybe.
Um,
It's just, I don't know, the replay value maybe is just not there for me.
bro, hold on a second. For one thing,
Fireworks is the first song on the album.
Okay, yeah.
For one thing, I remember him talking about this album later on and talking about how for a while there it wasn't his, like even to him it was like I kind of missed with this one, but he became to love it later on more than he thought he would. But I remember him saying like, oh, this is the one where it was like, all right, I'm going to show these people I can get like Alicia Keys on here, you know, Jay-Z, you know, that sort of thing. But there's one song on here that, well, there's a few that I really like, but Find Your Love was on there, and I love that song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that one. And then one that's not even a favorite one on the album that I always liked was Show Me a Good Time.
Over was on 2K. Over was on a 2K too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good song.
Another issue I have with this album is his albums on Spotify go So Far Gone 2009, Thank Me Later 2010, and then Take Care 11.
Take Care is the Drake album.
It's like out of those 3 albums, that one's my third. Like
Yeah.
Thank Me Later is my
Yeah,
third.
yeah.
Sure, there's great songs on it.
Yeah.
My whole
but-
thing is
Hey,
Drake is
In retrospective, though, we can agree it's probably his worst album,
Yeah.
and it still got bangers on it.
well.
You know,
For me, it was just that at that time I remember listening to a lot of Drake, being in the car, going to like driving 2 hours to go to baseball
Yeah.
practice every 2 days, and a lot of songs from that being popular at the time. And it's not my favorite Drake album, but it's the only Drake album that was playing at the time, and it had
takes
a big,
you back. You know,
it had a
It's-
big impact on me as a kid.
Yeah, and
Like-
that's what it's for. See, I think that I kind of missed the Drake wave at the beginning.
Yeah.
Cameron was too young for it, so
I
like
did, man. I
I
remember
think
whenever
it was
he was
like
taking over.
I
dude.
think that was your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
not,
because,
not
like,
for you, but like, you know that
I
like,
wouldn't even put Drake like Drake is definitely, you know, an artist that I have always liked, but he's definitely not my favorite. I'm just saying at the time it was like all the people I was around, all the other kids, like we were always listening to Drake, and what Drake had back then was he came in making just different, like it wasn't cool to talk about being heartbroken in rap yet. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like he started all that for me.
no, yeah,
And talking about
I mean,
and like being so personable with like all the talking, like naming girls that he dated on the, like he's just naming these girls. He's saying,
nah,
you know-
DMX did that in the '90s. Now, Alicia, Khadijah.
I don't think that DMX was naming real women that he knew.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he was just, I mean, he might have, but I think overall he was just like making up names that went well in the song. You know?
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Whatever.
Anyway, yeah, man. That album's cool. Just wasn't for me, man.
I just had to get Drake on there. I feel
I
like
know, man.
2010, I
I
could
know.
not have Drake.
You can miss me with 2010 Drake, but we'll talk 2011 through whatever.
Yeah, oh yeah, those
You know?
years for sure.
I'll let you cook then.
It's going to be hard to have a year past 2010
Without
without a Drake
him,
album
yeah.
in the top 5.
Well, depending.
I don't know.
So I know you've already spoiled it, Trevor, but go ahead with your number one.
Yeah.
And we can talk a little bit more about it. Why? Okay,
it's about
so
a man and his dark fantasies.
why is that number one to you?
I mean, just go ahead and pull it up.
Pull her up.
Like I said, it's great. I don't want to spend too much time on it.
I'm not
'cause-
mad that it's your number 1.
No.
No. It's, I mean, it to me, like in that year, it's gotta be
Better than
all
Green
of the
Day?
lights. Yeah, Green Day would have been my 4 if I would have been, thinking we were gonna have more than fucking one.
My bad, bro.
All of the lights. I mean, that's pretty much a good reason to have that one on there. Power. Yeah, dude. I mean, this man had John Legend on there.
I'm not arguing with you. You know, I mean, he had track list top to bottom is cool.
I think just sonically. I think sonically it's probably his best.
Like I
album
said,
ever.
I think it's if you put it in the categories and you give them ratings and scores, it's got the highest score off of any album.
it's an amazing album.
You know,
And like
Kanye West
actual
is
music,
goated.
actual music critics would probably put it number 1.
100%.
We're not music critics.
We're nah.
Allegedly.
It's allegedly. It's all biased, but that's all art is biased. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
your number one, Cambo?
Trevor already said it.
What you got?
Plastic Beach, the Gorillas.
Oh,
I didn't think of that.
I didn't want to spoil it. I
Look
didn't want
at
to
him.
spoil it.
You made
But,
Trevor happy.
The Gorillas were fucking so cool, dude.
They were so cool. And it was another album just like that Bring Me the Horizon album I was talking about, dude. It's like going back and listening to that album was like, whoa. They
Yeah.
were really doing this shit in 2010 where like a lot of the albums in 2010, like I alluded to earlier, they kind of dated on me. They didn't age well for me. They
Yeah.
felt a little old. They felt a little outdated. The Gorillaz album didn't. It sounded like the same shit they're putting out now, not in a bad way, but just in a way where it's like
It was so different,
it's so different.
I
but
didn't
it
and
was
like
so vibey.
I'm gonna listen to it. That's gonna be my.
you have to check it out, and it's one of those like you got to listen to the whole project. Obviously, it's got like a couple good songs on it. There was a couple I wanted to name off of this one actually that really stood out to me. Plastic Beach, the Gorillas. So the intro is like a minute and a half long, but like 40 seconds of it is silent.
Okay.
You know, just a cool little thing.
They were just being artistic.
Yeah.
They were
Has a
being
Snoop
mysterious.
Dogg feature.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Most Def feature.
Okay.
What was that song called? Glitter Freeze, featuring Mark E. Smith. I don't know what it is about that song, bro, but like the shit just makes me feel like good. And I think
I'll
that's
have to
another
check it
thing
out.
about Gorillaz music is like, you know, it doesn't really have a genre.
It's weird. It's kind of in its own little thing.
It's like alternative electronic almost,
yeah.
but not really electronic.
It's dancey, but not dancey.
It's not quite dance hall, but it's
You know.
not. Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, bro. Like I could show you my list on my phone to prove it, but
You can't really think of anybody as far as that wave of music that has like a sound that can't even be described at all.
I'll say this: I wasn't expecting that from either one of you.
Dude,
You know, like I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
y'all to come out with some gorillas.
I loved.
I think
the
it was
Gorillaz.
like
you know?
I'm not sure if it came out. I'm pretty sure it came out after their big album, but maybe I'm. Yeah,
No, I
so
had
their
to have because
their biggest one was in 05,
yeah,
the Demon Days album. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about this album. I mean, it's like to me, it's like it's music that makes me happy. I can listen to it any
Yeah.
day of the week, any season. It doesn't feel, dry at any point. Love the album. My number one album of 2010.
Nice.
excellent. And you've already said mine.
Really?
Yes, and I'll argue with this because this past week and a half, I would say, I've listened to this once a day, and it's fucking Cushion OJ
Yeah.
by Wiz Khalifa, the original mixtape. Like Dat Piff is down.
Yeah.
Dat Piff is no more. I had to go searching. It's a lot of YouTube to MP3 and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I got all the original. I got the original Cushion OJ.
That's fire.
Nice.
And dude, it's so great.
It's so good.
It's so great. Like, and it's number one for me because of like the everything that we based the list off of. Like how I felt when I listened to it. Like, I mean, going to school, and he used to do this thing on YouTube day to day. I don't know if y'all have ever
I learned how to
watched it.
roll a joint from that in the
Day-
hot tub.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Day to day. And I remember watching every day he would put them up, like daily vlogs type shit. Every day leading up to this shit, like after it dropped, watching the tour videos for it, like all of it. And just the like age I was, like you said, the first time sitting down with friends and listening to it and doing shit. That was probably years afterwards, maybe.
It was.
this was in the time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it was just like, oh my God, this is like everything I want to be. Like,
Yeah.
seeing this dude do like, especially because he documented it on YouTube. I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I went back and I found the old day-to-days, like episode 1.
Are they
So,
still like re-uploaded
yes.
or whatever?
And which is crazy is episode 1 was Khalifa smoking Swishers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
if you know, you know, but
So
like
it's
that's
it goes deep, but that's how early he
Yeah,
was.
because he's a
on.
big joint guy.
Yeah, like that's how early he was onto like the content and the YouTube and doing everything at once. You know, like I feel like
who
before
started
then,
that?
who was that?
Your boy, Soldier Boy.
Hey, probably yeah,
allegedly.
He started the daily vlogs thing.
yeah. So it's like,
Drake.
I mean, I just remember being 14 years old and just being all about Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
for
and
sure.
Like,
I was a big Wiz guy myself.
like that. Even listening to it now, still blazing, still blazing, still blazing, still blazing.
hold on a
The
second.
Kid Frankie, Wake and Bacon,
Wake and Bacon's really good.
The Glass House with Currency and Big Crit,
Bro,
Him and Currency have been working together
shout
forever,
out to Big
dude.
Yeah.
Crit.
Mesmerize, just top to bottom, not a skippable song. The skits, welcome to WEED Radio. You know what I'm saying? All the skits, like, perfect.
Yeah.
And it was a mixtape, and it was like the quality. I think that was the first time, even being that young, seeing someone self-made, like top to bottom, like him and his boys created everything about it.
Bro,
Sat in a
do
studio
you
and
guys
created
remember
that.
the Wiz Khalifa song "Say Yeah"?
Yeah.
Oh
Say
my
yeah.
God,
Say
dude!
yeah.
I loved that song.
Yeah. That was off of.
I will never not remember him wearing that in the album cover. Like
That's
every time I
hard.
think of Wiz Khalifa, I just think of that picture. for
What year
it
did
is.
that come out?
That's 2008.
Yeah.
That was a great song, but it had the sample of the.
That's one thing about Wiz Khalifa, bro, is like that's the reason why the mixtape to
And
me
I will say, I also listened to the album on streaming platforms, and it's nowhere near as good.
it's nowhere near. It wouldn't have
No,
cracked my list
It's
anywhere.
Even the songs that are the same are louder and sound better. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
It's not what I
Um,
want from Cushion OJ.
he
I want like
uses-
the. I
Sorry
want to turn
interrupt
it
you.
up all the way, and my shit,
Crackle.
bleed a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, like
He uses samples illegally better than anyone. Damn near.
it's
Like
that's
28
good-
grams, bro.
It's a good conversation topic. You
Yeah,
should
we
plug
could talk
that.
about that. But 28 grams, dude, when that was
Nah,
me.
yeah.
That was my Cushion OJ to you.
Yeah.
Like I was fully involved in it when it came out.
Yep.
You know, I was already, doing it, this and that, whatever. But when that came out, bro, it was like,
Nah. Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to that year.
Listen,
I'm gonna come on here and rap every song off 28 grams. It's like 28 songs
I haven't
long.
felt like so like I haven't had a feeling of like getting back into something and enjoying something the way I like did listening to that shit since like the whole COVID and getting back into wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's the joy I got from like listening to that shit, bro. It was just so good. All the beats,
Yeah.
all the Cardo beats, the cowbells and the
Cardo's goated.
spacey
Yeah.
drums. And, oh, bro, it's so perfect.
It's
I'm
fire.
gonna go
So
back and
perfect
give that
to
one
me.
a listen for like the
Listen,
next month.
there's a good YouTube playlist.
I was about to
someone's
say
put together.
it's got to be on YouTube.
Someone's put like actually it might be Dat Piff's YouTube. Honestly,
Maybe.
they have them still on YouTube and you can go listen to them.
Datpiff.com.
Worldwide exclusive. But should we spend the next year?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Get the next year, and then we won't put a time limit on it. We'll go maybe Tuesday
Hey,
to
bro,
like
they
the next Sunday.
Maybe.
they finessed
You know.
me.
What happened?
They changed it back, so I got to do that again.
That's all good. We can feel for a little bit.
Yeah,
How do you feel about your list? Do you feel like you
like
learned
I
something
was
new?
telling you, the next one, I'm gonna put it together better.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have it. I'll do it on the iPad. We'll put it on the TV. Or we'll
Sure.
scroll it and like look at it, look at the artwork, get the because being on our phones, like I'll have everything prepared better.
Yeah, we can just look at it. It'll be on the screen. Another thing, I'm glad we did this because, I probably would have never went back and listened to that metal album.
Yeah.
The Bring Me the Horizon. I probably would have never listened to that Big Boy album.
I never would have checked out the Gorillaz album. I'll go listen to it.
This is
for
cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you take 2010 out?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I also think it's cool because like the audience gets to like, get some recommendations.
That's a fact.
All right, boys.
And if you do go back and listen to an album, comment.
Yeah, let us
comment or
know.
Yeah.
something.
All right.
What we got?
We'll go Cam first.
Wait, what?
Oh wait, we're all doing the same.
The first spin. The first spin is fake. We all know that.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
make sure your screen cap is on.
It is.
Okay.
And fuck, it's fake because we got 2018, which was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's fake. The first one's always a practice spin to make sure.
Whatever.
But you can if you double tap it fast, will it do it twice? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it changes.
Drum roll.
What we get?
Damn, it spun. It was almost 2014. It spun into 2015.
Oh, 2015.
2015.
Okay.
Wow, that's my 11th grade year.
That's my senior year of high
Yeah,
school.
that's your senior year.
All right, I'm
I
ready
was
for
out of
that
high
one.
school. That
Yeah,
would be pretty
2015 should be good. I can't think of
2015.
anything off the top of my head,
good. Nah, me neither.
but I'm excited to get
That'll
into
be the
it.
next one.
I'm also going to be a little upset because I'm going to stop listening to these 2010 albums.
You don't have to stop.
You
No, but I'm going to be so...
It is tough listening to them all. Like it is tough. Like I listened to some, like that damn. That Lil Wayne album was pretty tough.
There was a
listen to.
lot of albums I tried to listen to. Like, there's this rock band called Foles.
Yeah.
And they had an album that came out after my favorite album by them, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I spent a lot of time this week, like, excited about an album. Vampire Weekend had an album in 2010. But I spent a lot of time this week excited about an album that I ended up not caring for at all.
That's kind of how I felt about the Kanye album, dude. Like when we first started this talking about it last time, I was like, man, it's a clear number one.
Yeah, you literally, I don't know if you said that on the cast or out, but you were like...
I'm pretty sure I went as far as say, like, you're stupid if that's not number one.
Yeah.
And yeah, nah,
Yeah, I mean,
Trevor's the only not stupid one.
I can't, like...
I mean, just as my favorite.
Nah.
It don't gotta be
And
yours.
It is biased too, it's all art and it's subjective, but
But this is how we feel about it.
it's cool to talk about too.
Yeah,
Get
I
some
really
more
like
opinion.
this. I really like this little subject we do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We got...
We'll get some more shits in here. You need to get some more Reddit threads going for
Man, I was
for the
looking
next
today.
one.
I was looking today, and there's a couple that I'm like,
Just put them down. We'll do them. We'll do them.
That's fair.
What's up, man? One of y'all get your little catchphrase in.
If you're still watching this at this point, we love you.
Chance.
We fucking love you.
What episode 15?
Episode 15.
Episode 15. No look passengers, boys.
Yep.
We out of here.
Follow us on YouTube.
Oh yeah, never mind. I always forget this.
Follow us on YouTube.
Here's the real sign out.
Watch it on YouTube. All of our other streaming platforms. Follow the Spotify. Download on Spotify. We're on all the platforms now.
Spotify, Apple Music. We on Stitcher.
Yeah.
We on Google Play.
Wherever you can listen to a podcast, we're
YouTube.
there.
Instagram, F80 Trevor. Cam Perko 5 over there. No look passengers. Follow all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the
comment,
stream,
subscribe.
The
Yep.
Camper K.
The Camper K. When you getting your car back, Trevor? Friday?
F80's back Friday. The F30's probably back tomorrow.
F80's back. Trevor's been going through it, man. He ain't had his car. He's
Cars.
been having to drive like a regular car.
Yeah.
Been
Like a
driving the
civilian
Acura.
car.
Terrible.
He hates it.
The F30 will be back tomorrow in a new color, and the F80 will be back and ready to run
Thank
crazy
God.
on Friday.
Car vlogs back soon.
I fucking hope so, man.
Streams are
I've
going to
been,
be
I've been
popping.
feeling. I've been
Thank
in a funk.
God.
I've been depressed, not being able to make content. So
Thanks for that.
no, I mean like
Knocking us on the head with that one right out the door.
nah,
Sign us
it's,
off on a bad note.
it's not the same. Like
No, I feel you though, man.
I don't consider this as like the same thing. Like this is like
You've been bored, bro. You've been antsy. You've been sitting in here. We've coming over here, and you're just.
this thing is.
We walk
like,
in the house, and Trevor's at this glass door, just standing with his hands behind his back, just looking.
Nah, the
Dream-
podcast is like I get to be creative while I'm on the podcast, but like making the podcast is like the same thing every time.
Yeah.
So creatively, it's not. I don't get to expand as much. So that's what I mean.
Yeah, all right.
I fucking love you guys. Though.
Yeah, all right, we out of here. You know what I'm saying? We done with this one.
Appreciate
Peace.
you.